So let me go back in here. I'm going to go ahead and unlock those objects. So I want to do a what's called a profile cut. So
Exactly.
I'll check the gap between the two, analyze distance, make sure I can fit a tool in here.
It should be
So
exactly
it's a quarter inch. Yeah, okay. So we have different ways to do tabs and bridges. I'll do a 2-axis profiling.
Yeah.
And just to make it faster in here, I can say select curve edge regions, or I can even extract curves. I can just go pick these regions. I'll just pick a pair in here, so that way you get the idea how we're doing it, right? So I'm picking these pairs. So and then I have them selected. I still have the same quarter inch tool, feeds and speeds, everything is set. In the cutting parameters, I'll choose I want to climb cut. I want to go outside or inside, or I can say determine the site to cut based off the 3D model. And then you can specify your feed speeds, your cut levels. It's at the bottom, the geometry, what you've selected. Or you can say pick top, and you can say you want to start the cuts, begin the cuts from here. And you can say how deep you want to cut. You can measure the depth from the model. You can just click this here and then say pick to 2 points. So the 3/4 inch, we can say we want to break it up into quarter inch steps. You can specify your entry and exit, or you can just do like a plunge cut and then specify any parameters for arc fitting. The cornering, by default, it's going to go like a rollover round, or you can say sharp corners. And over here in the advanced cut parameters, this is where you specify the type of tabs you want to insert. Rectangular or triangular. Give it a height in here. So I'm going to say the height will be 150 thousandths. The length, maybe I'll make it a 1/2 inch long. And how many bridges and tabs? I'll put in 4. And then I will generate
that 4
this.
total? Well, I'll find out in a second.
Okay, I'm sorry?
I wondered if it was 4 total or 4 per slab.
4 per part, per geometry.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be 4 per part. Okay, you'll notice that it creates 4 tabs, and those tabs are automatically generated. They're not at any specific or particular areas. So if you want to control, there's a way to do that as well. I'll show it to you real quick. So right now these tabs are automatically being inserted. I'll do a pause and go simulate to end. And you'll notice the location of the tabs. So in this case, since you have the parts that are so close, the point of having the tabs in here is not going to have any effect because it's being chopped off with the other operation.
So it's actually sending the tool, in this case, twice through that middle point.
Yes, that is correct.
And so what I ended up doing, I mean, I would draw this differently, is I selected all the odd slats, and then I just did the sides of the other 2 just to save on machining time.
You could do that. Now, one of the other ways I would do probably is for the bridges and tabs is being able to pick bridge point locations exactly where I wanted them to be placed. So I can go into this tab called regions, and I can select curve regions, and I can, like you wanted to do it here, I can just pick these 3, and I can pick these 3 in here. Right click, that'll create 2 curve regions in here. You see that, sir? And now I can go ahead and pick bridge point locations where I want my bridge points to be placed. We have what's called manual bridge points, and I can select locations. I can say one of my bridge points to be in the midpoint of this line, over here, over here. I can do the same. I can select this one here, pick bridge point locations, manual bridge points, place one right here, one over here, one over here. If I want to move a bridge point, I can just select this here, and I can click on edit bridge points in selection, and I can basically drag and drop it.
Right.
So you have the ability to drag and drop your bridge points. You can insert bridge points. You can also add a bridge point in here. So manual bridge points, I can go back and insert one. Now once I have done this in here, I just go back to this operation, profiling, double click on it, and then instead of picking those curves from the model, I can use these predefined selections in here. And I can apply, for the cutting direction, I could say determine the side of cut using the 3D model and generate the toolpath. So it's erroring out on the model here, so I'm just going to go back and choose cut right or cut left.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just pick, because I picked an open chain, the cut right or left is probably going to go, I need to use cut right or left because it's an open, it's not closed. So I'll pick cut left, and you'll notice that the cuts go on the direction that you want. And now when I run a simulation, you'll have the bridges exactly where you pick them, the bridge points.
That's great.
One of these 2.